Hi, everyone. Today we're going to have a conversation with Andrea. Andrea, welcome to the show.
Hi, Tony. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. With that said, let's dive right into it. I always start off my interviews with a one-word open. So what is one word you could use right now to describe how you're feeling as we kick this off?
One word, I would say excited. I just arrived in Paris to meet my French team, and we have plenty of new people in the team. So very much excited to see them.
That sounds really exciting. If you could take the next 3 to 5 minutes, tell us about your business. Tell us how you got it started, what you do, all that good stuff. So the audience and I could be right there with you about who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. Food Detective was born from a problem I faced during 10 years of managing restaurants in my previous experiences and ventures. And today, what we do is that we are building the tech infrastructure, so mainly APIs in a software kind of word. We're building the global tech infrastructure for the restaurant and retail industry, meaning that we are building products and tools and features that are going to be consumed by restaurant tech companies. These can be booking systems, procurement systems, payment systems, social media, POS, delivery platforms, in order to make their offer wider and better for their clients, which are restaurants. So ultimately, we're building products to make restaurants' life much easier, but we sell them through partners. And the company started 4 years ago. We initially started building this all-in-one platform that not only integrates more than 20 products, but today is also becoming kind of an intelligence where the more integration you make, the more tools and products you use, the more data we can analyze and push to each of these restaurants in order to make their life easier and in order to push them intelligent notification, quick wins and actions and stuff like this. So yeah, Food Detective is a tech infrastructure for the restaurant and retail industry, mainly APIs.
Perfect. Then my next question for you is, how did the pandemic impact you? And then also, how did you pivot out of the pandemic to, get some more, just to continue with your growth?
So for us, the pandemic was as good as bad, because it was the moment we started, we shifted our business model from a transactional base to a recurring based model. And in January, we had, I think, 5,000% growth, even though it was the early beginning of our new model, but we had this immense growth starting off. And all of a sudden, February, March, pandemics kicks in. All the restaurants, they cancel their subscription. And they had to use the platform in a way, but they couldn't afford to pay a subscription fee anymore. So what we saw is a drop in terms of monthly recurring revenues, and we saw a very big amount of delivery orders and transactional volume going through the platform, because at this point, restaurants were like, we need a digital solution to operate our deliveries, to set up e-commerce, to sell our products online, et cetera, So we had a very big acquisition of restaurants over a month, and a drop, like 90% drop in licenses, in subscriptions within a month as well. So it was kind of kind of interesting to see on that point. Very thankful to our investors who backed us up, saying this is an opportunity to basically go and try to acquire as many restaurants who use your platform, try to serve them as better as you can. And also we learned a lot during the pandemic, because we were, I think, 6 people. We doubled the size of the team, or we tripled it initially, and it was fun because we had to think with scale in mind. We were doing everything manually, and at some point you have like 100 restaurants who register per hour, and you need to set everything up for them. And so I think it was Veronica, our CMO, who said, guys, we just cannot spend this much time on the phone. We were spending 15, 18 hours on the phone every day, 6 of us, and growing. And so we started to think how to scale Food Detective in a way that if a restaurant in New York right now wants to register and use the platform to manage its deliveries, to make an integration, to sell online, whatever it is, he can do it. And so we started doing these basic scaling things and using the products who helped us basically serve the 100 clients who were registering without having to talk to them, changing our onboarding, making YouTube videos, creating support, etc., etc. So very interesting period of time for Food Detective.
I gotta ask, did you look back and say, why didn't we do this before?
No, I don't think so.
Because sometimes when you're scaling the business, you have to, leapfrog instead of in that context. Like there's certain processes we have and we make it much harder to do business. And then sometimes you're forced to remove things, but then you get a bigger lift. So that's what I was asking about. So just to clarify the question. So looking back at it, and your answer could still be the same, it doesn't matter, but looking back at that process where you eliminated some stuff to make it easier for more automation, easier for people to sign up, did you look back and say, why didn't we do this before?
No.
Okay.
No, because actually it means that we wouldn't have had the delivery and takeaway model that we were building at the time.
Oh.
And most probably didn't have the traction we had thanks to that. So no, I think it was a fair game, and it was a very good learning experience.
Appreciate the honesty. Tell us about a big win that you had in Q1. You could speak high level or as detailed as you like. Tell us something that you consider a major win on Q1 for your business that you want to speak to, that you're proud of, that you accomplished in Q1.
We signed what can be most probably the largest licensing agreement with an American POS company.
Awesome.
That was a very big win, and a company we admire as a company. So for us, it was, it has been this kind of role model at Food Detective for the past 4 years, and at some point being negotiating a contract with these guys was like, this is happening. Like everything we've been doing for the past 4 years is kind of getting real, because it means that they're willing to partner with us to grow businesses, right? So that was, to me, something that was special. We raised additional capital with new investors. We have venture capitalists now backing us, and that was kind of also important for me, because it leveled up the level of investors that are interested in Food Detective. And finally, can I add another third win, or should
Absolutely. Please do.
A major win. We've been working remotely for 4 years, so it was kind of policy at Food Detective. Everyone was working remotely except from the French team, and this year, we've moved into our first office in Geneva, which is our headquarters. And we really have a fantastic place that really kind of resonates what we do and who we are at Food Detective. And I think it's a small win, but it's a win at the end of the day.
That's really cool. Let's shift gears over to thought leadership. I would love to hear your point of view on, what makes somebody an awesome thought leader in your opinion.
I think it's someone that manages to create an atmosphere in line with its vision, where people can really vibrate at the same tone of what the company is trying to do, is trying to build, and that people rely on, admire on a daily basis. So to me, that would be it, and that's what I'm trying to achieve every day. But it's not an easy task. Actually, it's most probably the most complicated thing as a founder and CEO of a company.
Yeah. How about company culture? What do you think, from your opinion, is the biggest factor for a company to have an outstanding culture? So it was one component. I know there's many things. There's no right or wrong, but if you could say there's one common thing most companies have that have an awesome culture, they have this one thing that directly is correlated to an awesome culture. What would that be from your point of view?
They recruit people that look alike in their way of thinking. So they manage. To me, it's having a strong culture is having people who feel they were friends forever, even though they just met 5 minutes ago.
That's really good.
Because they do have this kind of same interest. They can very quickly clip on anything and get along very well with each other in a matter of seconds.
That's really cool. That's a really good way to put it, and it's really powerful, and it makes so much sense. Let's shift back over to your company. Can you tell us if a restaurant is listening to this right now, a restaurateur, or someone that's a VC that's invested in them, or is a simple investor into restaurants, what kind of pain points are they running to, Andre, right now that would make sense for them to check you guys out? Or what's the common day-to-day challenge they're facing where if they reach out to you guys can help them kind of bridge that gap or fix the issue?
So what I'm going to say is maybe a bit bold, and I don't want to sound like how can I say this? I'm just gonna say it, but I think the whole goal of Food Detective is to solve any problem a restaurant has on its daily operation, and we do this by building 20 different products today that are across 3 main verticals that are operations, management, and marketing. So if a restaurant comes to us with a need to order its product from its suppliers, not only we are going to propose him a very good product to do so, but also all the integration and all the tools in the space so that he has this palette of choices. And we do this across online ads, we do this with marketing, we do this with order and delivery management, finances. So the idea is to say we never say no to a restaurant. For every problem he has, we have a solution. Today, not all of these solutions are like perfect and have a perfect product market fit, but we have something. We have something to show him. We have a partner that we can push. We have a solution or a tool that is integrated into Food Detective in a way that the restaurant always finds a solution and slowly starts to build up its entire operating system on Food Detective, because he will then run ads, which is connected to his stock, which is connected to its menu, which is connected to its order management tool. When he sells 2 burgers, they are removed from the stock. He knows he needs to make ads again. So we truly are building this intelligence and kind of operating system for the restaurants. And
That's
I
awesome.
hope I answered your question.
You certainly did. I think you got it all bases covered for them. So if a restaurateur is listening right now, they're going to be like, wow, I need to reach out. So with that said, I want you to take this moment to give out your website address, your social handles. That way, if they want to follow up and find out more, they know how to find you on the web.
So restaurants can find us on business.fooddetective.co. And we also have a page which works as a meta search engine, where all the restaurants which use our platform are listed, and that platform is called fooddetective.co. So you can either go to Food Detective or business.fooddetective. You will find us, and just type Food Detective on social medias, and we are pretty present, so they should find us out.
Very cool. Here we are at the final question. Give us the one word close you want to sign off with.
Resilience.
I got to ask why. Tell us why.
Because if the team, if the restaurants we work with, if our developers, if everyone at Food Detective wasn't extremely resilient, we wouldn't be where we are today. I think the market has evolved a lot, and today it kind of makes sense to use a solution like ours, where it wasn't the case when we started.
Awesome. Well, I wanted to personally say thank you very much. This has been an awesome conversation.
Thank you, Tony. It was a pleasure to answer your questions.